Hi, this is Denise Mathew, and today I'm going to make this pearl cluster ring. I also made the same design with the herkimer diamonds, and the pictures at the end of the tutorial so you can see how that came together. The nice thing about this design is you can use any type of beads or crystals that you like. You can just kind of stack them up, or you can make it thinner if you prefer. So if you notice that the one with the herkimer diamonds is much chunkier looking than the one with the pearls. And you can see the wires a little bit more with the herkimer diamonds as well. You can't see it as much with the pearls, and that's because I use small beads. So in order to hide away the wires, it's better to use small beads, but if you don't mind, you can just use all large beads. The possibilities are endless. So let's get started. I'm working with 7 inches of 16 gauge wire. Now you can adjust that according to the size you want to make. I'm making a size 7, and 7 inches is about right. And then you're just going to take your wire and wrap it around your dowel or your mandrel, whatever you have on hand. And you don't want to overlap it, you just want to have it all side by side. And you want to make sure that you have 2 tails on each end, probably about 3/4 of an inch to an inch, whatever you need. Because you're going to wrap these tails around the base of the ring once or twice. So you're going to start with the bottom tail, and you're going to start to wrap that around the base of the ring like I am right now. And once that's done, you're going to go to the other side and do the exact same thing. And the most important thing is to make sure that your wires are side by side, not twisting. So if you notice they were twisting a little bit, and I just straighten them out with my pliers. And you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. And don't worry if they're not exactly equal, because this will be all covered up by the beads anyway. And if your ring has come out of shape, you can put it back on the ring mandrel just to bring it into shape, or dowel. And I like to hammer it because that will get it a little wire hardened and also kind of smooth everything out so it's nice and flat for me to put the beads on. And if you notice, the base wires are not twisted, they're nice and side by side. I'm using a 26 gauge wire, about 1.5 feet of it. You could use a bigger wire, even up to a 24 if you prefer. It's basically whatever wire fits your beads. You're going to secure the 26 gauge wire to your base and use about 4 to 5 wraps, even more if you prefer. It's really whatever you want to do. I'm going to do 5 wraps. And don't worry if the wire slides down to the base of your ring a little bit. You can always push it back up, and it will be secured later on anyhow. Now you're going to start adding the beads. I'm using pearls between 2 to 6 millimeters. You can use any type of pearls, beads, crystals, gemstones, anything you like. And if you prefer them to be all one size, that's fine too. Just keep in mind that the bigger the bead you use, the more chunky the ring will look. So I just slid a bead on, and now I'm just going to take the wire and wrap it around the base of the ring, and that will secure it in place. And I'm just going to do that once. Then I'm going to pick up another bead, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing. Now, the thing about this project is that you can put the beads wherever you like, and you can adjust them as you go along. There's no right or wrong way to do it. And as you go, you'll see that there's spaces that need beads, and then you can just add beads to that area. I like a combination of the smaller beads and then the bigger beads, because the smaller beads can fill in any spaces that the bigger beads are too big for. Now I'm using some smaller beads, and I'm using 3 at a time because they're pretty tiny and I like the look of them. And it's okay to use 3 at a time or 1 at a time. It's really your choice. And what you're doing as you add the beads is you're slowly working from the side you started from to the other side. So I'm taking the beads to the other side of the ring base where it's wrapped, and then I'm going to reverse and go back to the other side where I started. And as I go, I'm just adding beads to areas where I see that it needs a bead or there's a space. And you're going to go right back to the other side where you started. And then after you do that, you're going to come back one more time. Now that I've gone right across to the side I originally started with, I'm going to go right back. And this time I'm going to use small beads because that will fill in any spaces. And as you go, you can adjust any beads that are not exactly where you want them to be. And now that I'm back to the other side again, I'm just going to add a couple more beads, and then I have a little bit of tail left over so that I can do the equal amount of wraps that I started with on the other side. So that would be 5. Then you can tuck in any sharp wires, and then your ring would be completed. Alternatively, if you wanted to go across 5 times instead of 3, you could do that as well and just add more beads. And if you want to, you can put the ring back on your ring mandrel or your dowel, and you can just wire harden it on the back side, or just make sure it comes right into shape and you can size it up. So if you notice, it's size 7, exactly what I want it. So that completes the tutorial. I hope you liked it. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. We'll see you next time. Thanks for coming. Bye for now.